assist, number one in the hearts of Heat Nation everywhere. Davion Mitchell, congratulations on the victory. I know this had to mean a lot to you guys going through a 5-game losing streak and fiercely fighting for the win tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think our mindset is coming here and especially start off defensive end, kind of put the imprint on the game and make them feel us. And I think we did that throughout the game, causing turnovers, and we got on and running.
Davion, you really ran a masterful floor plan again, being able to get the guys into offense, load turnovers. What's your mindset going out there against a team like Brooklyn to get your guys going?
Kind of just don't play around with them. I think that I think offensively we can get in the paint any time, and just be smart about it. I think that a lot of times I was kind of rushing, but throughout the game I just realized that I need to get in the paint, find my teammates, and I made the game easier for myself.
You had the 10 points and the 7 assists, but you know what, Davion? I felt like this tight game changed in your favor when you and Drew Smith were in that lineup together, just creating all kinds of chaos and havoc. Talk about the effect that your defensive energy with Drew Smith helped change this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. I think we're on the floor for. I mean, that's why we both made a name for ourselves in the lead, is causing havoc on that floor. On that side of the floor. I mean, putting pressure on the guards and kind of speeding them up and just causing turnovers. And I think that we did a really good job tonight just causing turnovers and making plays for one.
Davion, we saw you tweak the ankle there, and you were working on it at the end of the bench there on the back-to-back. How's it feeling here tonight at the end of this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's a little sore. I'm going to talk to the trainers. We're going to see how it goes.
We'll let you get back into the locker room. A game tomorrow night in Boston. Congratulations. Strong performance and a very meaningful victory.
Look, it's a moment you only have once. What's it like getting your first NBA points and your first real rotation minutes?
Yeah, so I feel good, The most important that we won after a losing streak of quite a lot of games. So that was the most important for today. We all focused for the win tonight, and I think it's good way to start the building everything up.
Did Coach let you know, or Norm let you know that it might be happening, that this might be your chance?
Nah, Norm didn't let me know.
He didn't. In the camera.
Yeah, but I had some little hints that just be ready, like always. I'm trying to be ready always and do what I can do, control what I can control.
The only other time you got a call in your NBA career was with 56 seconds left against the Clippers in a blowout. So when Coach turned to you today and said to go in, were there butterflies? What was the feeling like as you approached the scorer's table?
No, it was good. I just, like I said, I try to just give 100% every time I go on the court, and every time I have a chance, I'm trying to use it.
And now your goal is to make every three-pointer you ever shoot in the NBA?
That's everybody's goal, I guess.
Thank you. Thanks. So Bam has to go out with his 5th foul. It's clear you have to play as closer. How satisfying was it to you to play as closer, and how did you feel you did in that role as the big man at the end?
I mean, I wouldn't say that's satisfying to see my teammate go out like that, but I feel like it wasn't, I feel like, really that much of a big step up. He had an absence, in the season already, so I feel like, I had to step up that way. So I just kind of just treated it the same way.
To play that way and earn the trust, I mean, how did you feel about your performance there at the end to help close out the victory the way you played?
I mean, I feel like I played good. I feel like I did good to, close out that win. I mean, like I said, we've been through this, during the season for a longer stretch of games. So I feel like it wasn't that, that big of a thing, I guess.
Early in the season, everyone's scoring. Points are easy. Maybe defense doesn't matter as much. Tonight, you and Bam were big on the boards and big with block shots. Is it sort of coming around now that you might have to ground this more in defense to help carry you through some of the times when shots aren't falling?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, defense win game. That's, the same for everything. So.
And then just a guy like Bam, to see him, he's not making the shots, he's in foul trouble, but he still gets his season high in rebounds, he's still blocking shots. What does that tell you about other ways you can still succeed in this league?
I mean, just like you said, if you're not succeeding in one thing, you can still play defense, you can still be locked in, grab rebounds, affect the games the other way, so other than scoring.
How important was it just to end the losing streak and to feel good again for the first time in a couple of weeks?
Feels good. Not that, I guess, to be back in the win column, I would say, and get out of the losing column. So it feels good. Yeah.
Norm, earlier in the season when you guys were scoring a lot, it maybe wasn't as essential for one guy to get key baskets. But when you're going through this little stretch right now, where instead of 140, it's in the 110s, if that, How comforting is it to you to know that you can step up and get those need baskets, when you guys need them the most?
It's very comforting. I mean, it's something that I work on, position that I always wanted to be in. So I step in with confidence, just trusting my work, reading the game, making the plays that are in front of me, just trying to do whatever it takes to get a win.
We know now you can take a heave and it doesn't count as a missed field goal. Would you have shot that shot otherwise if the rule wasn't in place, or are you going to protect the percentage?
I'll still shoot. I don't care about protecting the percentage. People know that I can shoot, so you just take whatever shot's open, but I always like to give myself a chance.
Coach tells us they're not always going to be pretty, but sometimes you just got to find a way. Was this a find-a-way game?
Definitely a find-a-way game. It's an identity that we have to continue to build and have, especially on the defensive end. Like you said, scoring 140 is great. Everybody loves it. It looks good. You're breaking records, whatever it is. But, we know it's not going to happen every single night, especially in this league. Teams are going to start keying in on certain things, our tendencies, So, one, we got to be better offensively and executing on that end. But the thing that helped us get to 140 was playing defense and getting more stops and not taking the ball at the basket every single time. And I thought we did a good job today in those little swing moments that Spo talks about and not letting go of the rope and hanging on to the lead and then being able to break it up to a 9-10 point lead late in the game.
And what's the comfort zone knowing when it's not dropping, you got guys who are going to hit the boards like Bam and Kel'el did, or going to block shots like Bam and Kel'el, that it's not just about the offense?
Very comforting. We need those defensive anchors. We need those plays. They're energizing plays, those extra efforts. It starts to break. It makes the offensive player hesitant to go in there. Changed up the trajectory of shots. So it's always good to know that you got two athletic, shot blocking, shot altering bigs behind you protecting the paint.
Erik, you spoke to us about sometimes you just have to find a way amid the tough times.
Yeah.
3-point game midway through the fourth. Your thoughts on closing it out?
I thought there were some very good defensive possessions, and then I was just as curious as probably a lot of Heat Nation was on how we'd finish it off offensively, and I thought there was a good process. Guys stepped up and made some big shots. Kel'el played well down the stretch. Norm just, settles us, at key moments. Jaime chipped in, and it wasn't, again, a stellar offensive game for us, but I think these are important. I think this is different, Our guys wanted this so bad, that I think sometimes, that can, put some unnecessary, stress on the flow of your game. We want our guys playing, fast, with freedom of mind. But I love the fact of how much they care. And we wanted to bring a defensive physicality to this game, and we did. Other than those couple offensive rebounds, down the stretch, the free throw one and the one before that, I thought there were some really good things defensively. It was a throwback defensive game for us to hold them under 100 and under 40%. They had been playing well recently, and I was pleased to see that defensive commitment.
Kel'el not only is closer, but a closer without Bam in there. Just your thoughts on him being the guy in the middle.
I was going to bring Bam back, but once we got it to double digits, then I thought we were going to be able to pull away, and never able to get it to 15. But I thought Kel'el was playing well, and Bam felt. That it was good, too, for Kel'el to have that opportunity to finish a game where there's a little bit of context to it. So I think that's all really important for his growth and improvement.
Obviously, when you're scoring a lot early in the season, it didn't matter as much. But in these kind of games, to have someone who does what Norm does at moments of truth, how important is that?
It is important. There were key moments in that second half where we just had a place for the ball to go, and I think everybody, particularly tonight, I felt how much our guys wanted to get this win. That they could just kind of settle in, when the ball was in his hands. Our process of scoring and moving, that'll get better. I think everybody was just focused on whatever we had to do to win. The defensive mindset was the most important thing. And then, making some scoring plays, down the stretch. And Norm just takes a lot of pressure off of our team.
You often talk about it's more than scoring, more than points. So someone like Bam, when he's off today, but still gets a season high in rebounds, block shots, your thought on his non-scoring effort?
Yeah, it was everything that he did yesterday, from a film standpoint, practice standpoint, voice standpoint, leadership. And then today, we just wanted to really set the tone defensively. And Bam was sensational, at the beginning of the game and then all the way through. Just communicating everything, playing with physicality, rebounding, doing everything with force on that side of the floor. It just shows you in this modern NBA, you can impact a win, without having, a 40-point game that everybody notices. That was about as impactful an 8-point game as you can have in terms of how it impacted winning, but also impacted the locker room.
And your thoughts on Kasparas' first rotation minutes, and
Yeah.
can you fill us in on why tonight?
I thought he gave us a good boost. We're down guys right now, and Cass gives us, the energy, the competitiveness. He makes things happen. He's gotten a lot better, a lot more comfortable in what we're trying to do. I thought those minutes were good. We missed some shots during the time that he was in there, but I thought the process of that unit was pretty solid.
Coach, you praised Kel'el there for his poise down the stretch. I thought he looked really comfortable all game. He had some putbacks that just looked very effortless, very easy for him. And then on that flagrant foul, he didn't really react at all. What did you see from him tonight in terms of growth and poise? And then what are you liking from him overall this season?
Well, there was an attention to detail, a competitive spirit tonight. And sometimes, with that group, that's what it has to be. If we play bigger, sometimes it's just getting your head under the rim and being in position, to have those putbacks and lobs. Wiggs got him up for a lob in the first half. He's gotten a lot better getting into open spaces, making those extra efforts, on the glass, and then being more detailed and consistent with his effort, in pick and roll basketball, which obviously is a big thing in this league. But everybody was encouraged by the game that he had tonight. Okay.
Hi, Coach. Since I represent an Italian website, I wanted to ask you about the presence of Simone Fontecchio on the team. How are you seeing him this season? If he's improving or not? Yeah,
Simo's been an important part of our team and our second unit, and even though he hasn't shot the ball in the last couple of weeks the way he was, that first month of the season, he does a lot of things that help your team. He's an underrated system team defender. He really competes. He has positional size, and then no matter what, he creates some gravity, for your offense. And in those units that Norm is not in, and since Tyler hasn't been here, Simo's been, really important for our spacing, opening up driving lanes for the other guys. But he's also a seasoned veteran competitor, which, we need. All right, thank you.